Hello everyone, welcome to Canteen Cup. My name is Scott, and just as a quick video about my EDC or my everyday carry. And yeah, I do these about once a month, but there's a purpose behind that, and that is, I want to show you, changes I made or changes I didn't make. That in my case, my EDC is relatively stable, and that's really my point, is that you should get your EDC to a point where it's fairly stable, where you're not swapping in, swapping out, where you're carrying about the same thing, because there's familiarity involved in that, and when you I think a lot of times that we try to overdo our EDC and we try to carry too much, and then we get tired of carrying all that, so then we leave it home, and then we have nothing, and then you kind of start the whole thing again, this up and down, and so really was, I've had EDC for years, years and years and years and years. And throughout all this time, I kind of carry the same thing. So I wanted to take a few minutes today and go over my EDC yet again. I know, but bear with me, and you'll see that when I choose items for EDC, I choose them on things that I am, one, going to use every day. Combine it with some things I might use weekly, and then I have one or two things that I just feel I got to carry with me regardless of how often I use it. All right, so this is pretty much me. This is life today, and I'm going to start out. I carry my Glock. This is a Glock 19. I have a couple other pistols I carry, but I do like carrying my Glock, and the reason why is this thing is they're inexpensive, they're high quality, and right now I can get Magpul magazines for this thing for $12 a pop. I think $12.30 a pop. That's cheap, and they work. I've been using the Magpul since they came out. They work well, and so I keep there. So I've been carrying my Glock just to get myself back in that familiarity. Other pistols I like to carry, I have a SIG P228, and I have an Arex Rex Bravo 1, which I really like, and I think I'm going to carry that a little bit once I get some more magazines for that. Those magazines aren't near as expensive as some of the other ones, but they're still up there. But yeah, I'm buying Glock magazines. I buy a couple every month, $12 a pop. You just can't beat it, and it's a good pistol. Again, for those of you that are undecided, Glock 19 is a good pistol. I like it. It's my favorite Glock, and I have a couple, but that's my favorite. So, you can't go wrong. All right, moving along. I always have keys with me. In this case, these are what I call my farm keys. They've got keys to sheds and to my tractor and a few other things. But if I don't have these, then I have my car keys. I never leave the house. I never leave the property without my car/house keys. Even if I'm going with my wife and she has her keys, let's see what happens if she loses her keys. How do we, get home? So I always have my keys. All right. I carry a pocket knife, This is a Buck Light. I think I've had this on here before. It's about a 4-inch blade. It's 420 HC, high carbon steel. It's a great knife. I think I got it on sale for like $19 or something. But it's been a good knife. It's the one I've been carrying the most. It's light. which is different than the original buck folding hunter, the buck 110. That thing weighs a ton compared to this. But it's just a nice knife. If I'm not carrying this, then I'm carrying another similar. I have a Benchmade that's similar. Or I carry a slip lock pocket knife. And the important thing is to have something that can cut. And I'm going to put this out there for those of you who weren't raised with a slip lock knife. And I got my first pocket knife when I was 6 years old. You know, slip locks are okay. They're safe. You just, if you're cutting yourself with them, it's because you don't know how to use them. Sorry, but I often carry. In fact, the knife I carried most of the time when I was in the Army was a Swiss Army knife Farmer. That was it. And I use that for lots of things, but always have something to cut with. All right, moving along. I have a wallet. This is one of those minimalist wallets. I really like it a lot. Doesn't take up a lot of space, and you can still carry a lot of stuff. I carry a pen. This is one of those Fisher Space pens. I think they call it the Bullet, but it's got that, you know, can write upside down, nitrogen-filled ink reservoir. And I carry a lighter. I got this one in April of 2013. I tend to mark my Bics when I get them just to see. And I've had this one since 2013. And I don't smoke, so I don't use it a lot, but still got lights. And I keep extras in my get home bag. And then I carry a little notebook. Every now and again I have to write something down. And these two items were drilled into me from the Army. When I became a sergeant, I was told that I will have something to write with and something to write on. Back then we had those little green memo books, but we always had to have a pen. We always had to have something to write on. And believe it or not, I was inspected and I was required to produce this. If I didn't, it was a gig. So even today, I still always carry something to write with and something to write on. Let's see. Sometimes I carry a bandana, sometimes I don't, but there's stuff like that in my get-home bag. And that's why I was checking. I don't have one today. And then the last thing I carry, and I showed this before, this is a dog tag, has some personal information, not real personal, mainly some contact numbers and a few other things in case I'm found somewhere unconscious along the side of the road. And then this is a little Olight. It's an I1R2 EOS. I use this a lot. I think a flashlight's something really important to have, and I use this a lot. And this little sucker is actually pretty cool. It recharges using a micro USB, and if you have a cell phone, you're more than likely you have a way to charge this. And it has two brightnesses. I won't show it on the camera because it doesn't really tell you, but it's got a low and a high, and the high on this is actually pretty bright. Now, the caveat is it's a little tiny battery, so you're not going to get hours of bright light, but you'll get a couple minutes. And probably under most cases, when this is all you got on you, hopefully you're not too far from your get-home bag, which should have a bigger flashlight in it. I do like the idea that these batteries are rechargeable, because in my get-home bag and in my car and in my house, I have all sorts of ways to recharge a cell phone, which means I also have all sorts of ways to recharge my lights and whatever else I need. So that's it. Again, when you're developing your everyday carry, you should be working your way towards a standard of this is what I carry every day. And that should be based on a couple things. One is your use, and try to make that as real as possible. If you've carried something for 5 years and never used it once, it may be time to consider putting that aside. Taking it out of your EDC and maybe putting it in your get home bag. But all the items I've shown you, I use. Now, the ID tag I haven't used because so far I haven't been found, dead unconscious or on the side of the road. But that's a safety issue. It could happen, and it's right next to my flashlight. Doesn't take. But all the other stuff I use. I mean, even I use the lighter. I'm out here sometimes we're starting little fires, or somebody else needs to start a little fire. So I always have a little light, and I use the knife every day. I use a pen every day. I don't necessarily use this one every day, but I do use it probably on a weekly basis. The notebook, maybe not so much, but this is one of those things when you need a piece of paper. This is the thing to have, and this goes back to my Army training. Of course, the keys, and then of course the pistol. In today's world, we need to be careful, and we need to be able to defend ourselves. Hopefully, I never have to do that, but if I do, I'm ready. It's better in that case to have or have not. Anyhow, that's it. I hope everybody's having a good day. I thought I saw it all with the election stuff, but some of this stuff is just bat stuff crazy. However, the fat lady hadn't sung yet, so the show is not over. So everybody, hold on to your seats. This may be a wild ride. So that's all I got. Stay safe and stay secure. We'll see you.